What's up, fellow internet denizens? I have opinions, shocker. I decided to make something a bit more freeform today because why not? So let's talk about some of my more lukewarm takes. Enjoy! I think high school football should die out, but I think that marching band should stick around. Let me explain. So in high school, you are still developing, and I don't think CTE is a good way to nurture that. I'm a little bit more okay with adult football because at least these guys are a bit more mentally developed when they start, but a lot of them still end up with Alzheimer's by 50, becoming abusive, or killing someone, so that's not much better. However, encouraging your children who are still developing to not only stunt their own development, but also their peers' development? Kind of a dick move! If high school football goes away, I still want marching band to stick around. It's highly coordinated, takes a lot more physical and mental effort than you'd think, and I would drop 10 pounds every marching season, so clearly it's exercise. Also, you're a part of something beautiful. I miss being a part of something beautiful like that. If you want your kids to be into sports, you should probably take them to see a team that actually wins. I am saying this because my dad is an Angels fan. I was born in 1998, and sure, the Angels were good then, but they haven't won anything worth note since 2002. I mean, sure, you could be a fan, that's fine. However, this is no excuse for you to drag your family to Anaheim to witness massacre upon massacre. I have only ever seen the halo shine twice out of the maybe 20 times that my family went. I partially forgive my dad for this, as he didn't know I'm autistic and didn't like the noise, along with the fact that tickets were half off, you can't guarantee your team will win, and he thought this would be family bonding. However, I think that if your team has been losing for years, there's probably a good reason these tickets are half off. There were so many better bonding options, even just down the road. Like Knott's Berry Farm and Medieval Times. I would have killed to go to either of those for an afternoon. There was this one point where Dad had the radio on while grilling, and I caught the announcer saying, "The Angels are doing better than they look right now, we swear." And that's when I lost faith in baseball entirely. Speaking of radio stuff, I hate morning radio shows. I know this is probably a freezing take at best, but why the fuck do they still exist if people like me hate them so much? It's just dudes taking calls and farting around in the studio with maybe one song every 30 minutes. I used to not have a phone, so I had a radio alarm and I would have it set to K-Rock because they played all the bands that I liked during the afternoons. I count maybe 20 times that I woke up to actual music in all my 4 years of doing this, and I can count on one hand how often I woke up to something that wasn't Imagine Dragons. That's my next point. Imagine Dragons is my generation's butt rock. For those who don't know, butt rock was slop that was prioritized on alt-rock stations during the late 90s to the mid-2000s like Nickelback and Seether and so on, the kind of stuff your divorced dad would listen to in his goat roper when picking you up from T-ball. Well, I'm saying that Imagine Dragons is that, but for people born between 1996 and 2005. When you get a divorce, you're going to be listening to Imagine Dragons and Skillet when you go pick up your kid from Hoverboard League. Speaking of mid-music, AJR is an industry plant and sounds like a corporation trying to emulate human emotions without asking anyone first. Hey guys, I'm weak and I party through it. Can anyone relate? LMFAO and Kesha said it so much better. Hey guys, want to hear something quirky? We made auto-tune yodeling. No! No one ever wanted to hear anything like that in the history of mankind, nor will anyone ever want to hear that in any possible future. Fuck right off with that. The only things keeping these guys relevant are TikTok and basic bitches who like that stupid violin song. They're so hashtag relatable, they're out of touch. On the subject of people being out of touch, if you have anything that's hella expensive with your face on it in a bizarre way, you're not a good person. I can excuse people having family portraits, caricatures you get from an artist at the pier, maybe your own art or a local artist's work, but I cannot excuse putting your face on a car wrap, a bizarre statue, or carving your name into an island. At this point, you've gone beyond worshipping Mammon, and you've circled back to worshipping yourself. I tell these jerks to reflect, but clearly they look at themselves a lot already, and look where we are. Alright, it's rapid fire time. These are things that I believe should go without saying, but I've seen a lot of people disagree, and I won't really be explaining my points here. If boomers and Gen X really want grandchildren, they should stop investing in companies that buy up empty houses and artificially inflate prices. Warhorse was boring. If it was such a masterpiece, why hasn't anyone talked about it in years? Movies that are so bad they're good outweigh art films that the Academy says are good, like Warhorse and La La Land. It's better to at least enjoy the experience experience than waste time on something that some out-of-touch rich loser says is good. If you really believe in freedom of religion, you should not threaten to kick your kid out of your house for no longer believing exactly what you believe. Diet and food do not cause autism and ADHD, despite what some boomers in my life have misread. On the contrary, we often have dietary hyperfixations and those correlate. Also, please stop pushing weird probiotics on me. Correlation is not causation. That's what a lot of people can't seem to understand, and I admit I fall prey to sometimes. I'm trying to work on it here. The only Green Lantern I want to see on the silver screen is Jon Stewart. Why do they only pick assholes to be live action? Nobody wants to see Guy Gardner. We shouldn't assign colors to genders. Hell, pink used to be a boy's color because of how much it looked like a faded red coat, and that was a sign of nobility. A Christmas Story is just a movie that is quotable. It is not good. It is not bad, it is quotable, and if you like it, you just like quoting things. That is it. Don't tell my father-in-law I think this. Basing every executive decision on what stockholders think is a stupid way to screw over your customer base, and that is how we get Slop and a bunch of Glup Shitto spin-offs that end up failing because said Glup Shitto ended up not having any depth in the first place. If I've been dressing black ever since I was 14, and I am now 26, it is not a phase. Boomers chronically underseason their food and aren't willing to take criticism about it because that's rude or something. Being a goth parent is completely acceptable despite what my parents think. Linguists, however, should probably not be parents. Many of us would mess with our kids' verbal development just to see what happens. Taffy looks so much cooler than it tastes. How can you go through all that beautiful effort of pulling and folding something for it to only taste like chemical banana flavor that's in every other candy? Disney needs to nut up and either make something that takes place after Rise of Skywalker or disown this timeline entirely. Legends is far superior, but Disney's made some great Star Wars content already, so why not make some more genuinely good Star Wars media? Stop focusing on stockholder value. Luigi did nothing wrong. Caramel is gross. Butterscotch is much better. Die Hard and Muppet Christmas Carol are the only truly good Christmas movies that I have seen. If you have any other good Christmas movies, please let me know. I think Turkish Star Wars is more coherent than Rise of Skywalker. If you don't know what Turkish Star Wars is, go watch it. You're in for a treat. Streaming services are awful. If you want to support your favorite movies, buy them. If you want to check them out without paying any of these scummy corpos any more than they deserve, there are other means. The movie Stargate is awesome. I know one of my viewers, and a friend of mine, doesn't agree, but she is wrong. Domo always looked like a rectangular turd to me and I never saw the appeal. Probably lost some scene cred, but who cares? Gudetama also never really appealed to me. You should go to at least one of the major national parks or monuments during your lifetime. Fred was never funny. I know there are several people who enjoyed Fred at his peak and now regret it, and I cannot understand that as I have never enjoyed it at any point. Same with Onision, Alvin and the Chipmunks, and Shane Dawson. If you want people to pick up your book, stop describing it with a keyword salad like enemies to lovers, grumpy sunshine, romantasy. Just say what the book is about. Pink Starburst tastes like barf. Same with the pink polka dot jelly beans. Tutti frutti, I think. The popcorn flavored jelly beans taste like buttered cardboard. Dolphins are neither innately innocent or evil. They are just highly intelligent and can be just as saintly or messed up as any other sapient entity. Side note, shout out to the dolphins that I watched save a stuck whale at one time. You guys are cool. Black olives belong on enchiladas, and if you have an enchilada without them, you are a joyless individual. Yeah, I said it. Anyway, those were several of my opinions on things that I've been thinking lately. Do you guys have lukewarm takes you want to share? I'd love to hear them. Anyway, I've been Alien Daydreamer, and I am out. Bye!